city, you can, but you can tell me Pepe, that is easier for everyone. Well, I am going to tell you about WiFi-Net, that is a successful community network as an example of how things can be done to be successful. Well, the outline of the presentation is going to be the following. First, I give you some introduction and motivation of the work, but I wish to thank the speakers that I have before, because they have really introduced the subject for me. After that, I will tell you about WiFi-Net, and finally, how to join us, how to join the community. Well, for us, authors, we think that governments should provide telecommunications infrastructures for everyone. That include rural and isolated areas. But in the majority of countries, these infrastructures are owned by private companies that we call operators. So, as you can imagine, the main objective of these companies is not the common good, but to get benefits. So it can be that these rural or isolated areas remain isolated. So in many countries, there are laws that requires at least the private operator to provide this universal access to everyone at a reasonable price. But it's true also that in some countries, if you want to have this kind of access, you must spend a lot of time and money, and so just getting your rights. So, more or less a decade ago, the Wi-Fi wireless devices start to become very popular, and some community networks were created. Well, we are going to talk about WiFi-Net, that is a community network that was born in 2004 in a small town that is Gurb, that is located in the area of Osona. It's a low-density area in Catalonia, that is Spain right now. This rural area has no, or had at this time, had no economic interest for private operators to spend money there to provide internet access for these people. So they organized from themselves and started between them a community network. Well, it's true that most of the community networks created at that time have died or have stalled in their growth. In Spain, the thing is that they almost disappeared, every network, or now there are joint WiFi-Net. Well, in this video, you can see how, or you can see the growth of WiFi-Net. On top, you see the time and the number of nodes. As you can see, there is an area here that is where WiFi-Net born, and how they spread over time, just in this area, and just also by Valencia and Castellón, so on, they reach also the north part of Spain, and it continues growing and spreading all over the world. Well, today, maybe we had about 30 to 1,000 nodes, active nodes, of course. Well, but why Wi-Fi net had sustained growth and other networks were not? They are dead now, or they are not active. We think that it's because since the beginning, things were organized just thinking about this ground, thinking that this initiative can become a great initiative. We identified some items in this case that are, first, a technical organization that permits, without limited technical intervention, that new nodes can be added to the network. These nodes are maintained, and the information of all these nodes are maintained centralized in our website, where everyone can consult it and can see if in their area there are other people that want to join Wi-Fi net and make contacts with them in order to let the network grow. But there are also people that is interested in the initiative and that disseminates it, going to workshops and giving talks and yes, doing some kind of marketing of the network. And there are other people that's in charge of reviewing the legal issues. You know, every time there appears new laws that affect the communication sector and might affect the network. So other people in charge of to have meetings with politicians, with people from administration, people from companies, small and big companies. And there is a lot of effort under this initiative. Well, let's see what Wi-Fi net is. Well, we said that Wi-Fi net is a free, open, and neutral network. We said that it's free because the network as a whole, as a system, doesn't belong to anyone, and it belongs to everyone, of course. It's a common for us. So there is no predominance. No one people, one company, one can take the decisions of what is done what can be done in the network. We said that the network is open because everyone can connect to it, obviously saving the technical problems that can be. And the network is a neutral network because it's independent on the services or the contents you want to put it in. The network is only the infrastructure, and people can use it as they want. Well, the technology that where Wi-Fi net is based is under the philosophy that any technology is welcome. If you want to connect using your own technology, or you have a new idea of how to build the network, you can just try it. Well, most of the network is true that is based on Wi-Fi technology using infrastructure mode, but there are some areas that operates in mesh or ad hoc mode, or now there are areas that uses fiber optics to connect the nodes. So Wi-Fi net is an open transport network, but inside this network, some people give services on it. And maybe they They want to earn money because they offer these services. They can trade inside the network, offering services on it. The most demanded service is the internet access. You can obtain internet access by about maybe 7 to 10 euros a month. So it's a cheap service. There are other services like voice over IP, file sharing, web servers, and in the rural areas, usually they use to access to the farms to do some automatic controls or video surveillance or so on. The topology is an easy topology. The most used is using Wi-Fi network in infrastructure mode, and we have two kinds of nodes. Super nodes that are those that forms the trunk links and extends the networks reaching long distances, and the end nodes that connects the end clients to the super nodes through wireless access points. One client node can be a single family house, or can be a neighborhood community, or can be a farm, or a company, or whatever. So maybe they want to have their own private network and connect it to Wi-Fi. So we have two kinds of addresses, one public address and a range of private address that they can use to build their own network. Supernodes also have two kinds of addresses. One range to build the backbone links, and the other one to give access to the end clients. Well, let's talk about money. The aim of GIFINET is always to spread the cost of the infrastructure among those who can take advantage. That is. In the case of the end users, each end user must assume the cost of its node. That is just to build a wireless device, that is an antenna, the radio, and the router, and connect it to the supernode. This is can be about 50 to 80 euros. That is not too much. For the supernodes, it depends of the agreement that the near users do about it. So it can be, there are some supernodes that are built using public funds. That is the case for some municipalities that put supernodes to allow the people for there to access GIFINET. There are others are university. For example, my university has a supernode to allow students to connect to the university network, schools, and so on. Other nodes are founded using sponsorships or crowdfundings. And in some cases, there are people that is interested in a specific facility and advance the money to put it. And after, the people who connect to this facility can return the money. So this is. In the case of fiber optics, the installation and maintenance costs are usually distributed between the private operators that are going to do business on these services. About the management, as you can suppose, there are many people using Wi-Fi net, and each one has different interests. So sometimes the interests can collide. Well, when you connect to Wi-Fi net, you must sign an interconnection agreement that we call the XOLN, the SHOL. It stands for Xarxa Oberta Lliure i Neutral, that is open, free, and neutral network agreement. That is inspired and adapted from free software licenses. It points legal and ethical aspects. Some examples are that the network connection must not be discriminatory for anyone, the kind of traffic management that is allowed and which is not, what are the legal responsibilities of everyone, and how the potential conflicts can be resolved. We have also a foundation. This is the Wi-Fi Net Foundation that was created for represent the network against third parties and for the legal defense. It also acts as an arbiter for resolve the conflicts that can arise between users. And if you want to collaborate with Wi-Fi net, the best way is to extend the network, creating your own node. It's an easy procedure, and it allows you to find if near you there are other users interested in extend the network. You must just fulfill some information in the website in order, and one information is to place your node in the map and give the height of your antenna. With this information, you create the node, and you can plan the connection to the nearby supernodes. You have not a supernode, you can contact other users in order to put your supernode on, build your own supernode. And that's all. Now we have some current challenges that one of them is replace the long radio links by fiber optics that we are now doing, and in the order of organization, just to reach consensus on mechanisms to distribute the maintenance cost that nowadays are an item. But due to the internal organization Wi-Fi net, this is easy because in each area for each node, they can reach their own consensus. So it's an easy way to reach it. And that's all. I want to put here some words from Ramon Roca, that was once one of the fathers of Wi-Fi net. And I think here you have some questions.
Thank you very much, José. Pepe.